Another pretty good day at the office. I was going to say so far, but we're done racing for the evening. Our last starter was insider trading. I guess we can start there. This is a filly that went through some stuff in the summer, come out flat as a pancake to start her 3-year-old campaign. It happens. It's just one of those things where I can rack my brain, or you can, or anybody else can. There's no definitive answers as to why. The only thing that matters is rectifying it best you can and getting the horses moving forward. It does take time sometimes. I know that a lot of my partners on insider trading, well, a little frustrated, very fair, and two, question, what are we doing with this filly? What's the plan with her? And what is the end game? Where does that end? Is it now? Is it later? What does that look like? I think the end game for this filly, from what I saw today, looked much better. If you go back and look at my video from the last time I raced her in the summer, I was thoroughly disappointed and really couldn't put my finger on what was going on with her. And not to say that I can now, but I can tell you that the time off did her some good. She come back with remember we talked about that bump on her back and ended up being an abscess. Was that there for a long time festering? What was it? I don't know. I don't know where it came from. I don't know when it came from. I just know that it's fixed now. And quite frankly, after watching her qualifiers, her schooling, her training, and then seeing her have that lance cleaned out and then come back, Mike was happy with her race, her last start. We opted to give her the little more time in between starts when the Meadows was down for Delaware. Raced her back today, and I thought she was great. Now, albeit I'm being very conservative with the filly. You can see that. I didn't ask her for any speed off the car. I just let her follow along and let her trot on the end of it. That was a big mile, 56 and 2, 3, 1, something like that. She had to trot a last half, 56 and a bit, and a last quarter in 28, 2, 3, 1. I don't know. But a great mile nonetheless from her. I was really, really impressed with her, to the point where I'd said to Tim, just 2 or 3 starts, and I think you're going to see this filly come to life in a big way, which is important, right? This is a filly that doesn't have many wins. We are no further ahead now than we were in April of this year. So a lot of wasted time, under the harness of insider trading. And as I said, there's not much we can do about that. This is not the first, last, or even remotely rare occurrence of this happening in horse racing. It happens. She's an athlete. She didn't come back as great as we had hoped, but it looks like she's starting to round into form now. So I'm very eager to see what she's going to do over the next 2 or 3 starts. That doesn't answer the first question, which was, what is the end game with this mare? Well, this filly, she is JL Cruz's sister, and I did shop her around to a couple of farms, and people were hemming and hawing, what is she worth? They always try to downplay before the sales, before any of the breeders have any money, because they're like horse farmers, right? Literally, breeders are horse farmers, and their crops are these horses, and nobody knows what they're going to have in their bank account, for quite frankly, reinvesting in brood mares, maybe upgrading, getting younger mares. They don't know what they're going to have. So to ask them to price a horse right now is difficult. What you're going to get is a buyer's price, which I am not really super interested in. The one thing that we can do that I was never able to do before is discern in the real time in the market also. It's what we do for a living also. Price our horses and say, well, this is what this mare would be worth, because I know what the foal would be worth if I was looking at it. Now, of course, you're trying to extrapolate all that data, assuming that, 1, the mare gets in foal. We went through that last year. And 2, the foal comes out healthy and correct. So to put a mare like her in foal, I don't know, obviously, what the best cross would be, but a very, very good mare and a very good family also. So I'm not really gonna, we're not the hungry fish. We're not gonna grab the first worm that comes in the water. We're going to take a look at what's available to us leading up to and after sale time and race her along the way. She is sound. She is sharp. She finished up her mile very good today with not a lot of work over the last 5 weeks. So I think if we get 1, 2, 3 races more in a row into her, I think you're going to see her at some point in that short time frame go a pretty good mile. Probably see her take a mark of 55, throughout the fall. I think she is coming back good. So we have that exit strategy in regards to broodmare quality or broodmare worth, and we can sit and wait on that. But we also have a filly that's non-worse a 2 that, quite frankly, should have long since saturated those classes, and it has not of yet. So we have that. We have a lot going on for us. We had nothing going on for us all summer with insider trading. But, you know, although the sky doesn't have any stakes left in it right now, the sky is the limit for this filly starting from right now moving forward. Working our way backwards, Stay Close was awesome. Unless there was something wrong with him, he was going to win today. I mean, I didn't even pull the earplugs, and he loves when he gets in with horses he's supposed to beat, and I kind of razzed Ronnie a little bit, and I razzed Ronnie a little bit about him winning, you know, after the race. It was a foregone conclusion. If this was Stay Close, or even a watered-down version of Stay Close, he was going to annihilate this field, and that's exactly what he did. Remember what I told you, as he works his way up into that position where they say, hey, can we use him in the open? Once he gets up there, and he will, at that point we may very well sell Stay Close, because I told you guys, I'm going to do my best to implement a little bit of a strategy where we stay away from that ladder racing I talk about. For those of you who maybe don't know what I mean by that, hey, he's up a class, so we're going to have to race him easy for the next couple of starts and get him down in class so that he can race and win and then get back up where he's going to get his head beat in again. I just hate that moving around. I would rather focus on non-winners of 1 up to non-winners of 10 and then top horses. Everybody else racing in the middle, go ahead, fill your boots. Now, of course, we are going to own horses that are supposed to be that top end, that float around, like Yo Mister. Now, what do we do with him? There's the highest end of that ladder type of racing. He is not an open trotter. And I don't really want to watch him bounce around in the midfield all winter long. So I don't really know just yet. We'll see. But that's my plan with all of our horses, not just the aforementioned Stay Close and Yo Mister. So Stay Close was very, very good today. Not surprising. I was happy. The horse raced well. He's such a tough horse. You know, every so often you just have a couple of those war horses kicking around that just always come looking for a fight. And Stay Close is always that horse. And Tim and his crew hit him very, very good today. Hit both of them very good. I guess if I am going to work my way backwards, Country Dancing, the only letdown of the day. Now, I've thought about this quite a bit. Now, watch the race. I know she's not as good on the front. Scotty's put her on the front twice now. But Scotty is not a front-end guy. So, I know she can be a little aggressive, and Scotty was just trying to keep her out of harm's way. It just didn't work out. So, here's the thing. When you unpack the entire situation of Country Dancing, she had that huge victory in a maiden in 53. Aside from that, she was a bridesmaid or close or raced okay, but always following company. And I think the reason we're so let down, and I say this all the time, but you guys know it too, I don't have to tell you, the reason we get so let down by horses is because of our own expectations. I expect Country Dancing to go to Kentucky and race in the bluegrass. She was not good enough. I expect her to win 52 or 53 down there. She didn't. I expect her to race well. She did not do that. But those expectations are on me and all my partners. You feel the same way. I saw the messages. I'm well aware. Now, I will tell everybody this, and I use this a lot because I'm glad that we had a case to look at that was ours, in-house. Time Is on My Side was an extremely ordinary, and I say this all the time, not extraordinary, extremely ordinary horse. His last start, he got obliterated at Mohawk. He was supposed to come to the Meadows, and we raced him at Mohawk. He got beat up. We turned him out. We brought him back. The rest is history. There's nothing stopping the filly from doing that. I know I had a conversation with one of our clients, a good friend of mine, and he said that's a type of race that can really hurt a horse. This is where I differ from other people, and my brother James and I butt heads about this. My father, all the time. I don't believe you can kink a good horse like that. I know a lot of people, you might be surprised, say, oh, now, Anthony, hold on now. You certainly can. Sure, if you go out and just roll a 2-year-old and beat them up, sure, you can do that. No different than if you have a boxer and you put him in with a fighter he shouldn't be fighting. You know, a young boxer coming up and you put him in with a veteran that's a little cagey. You want to manage your horses properly, but the idea that you can race 7 times, go out and get roughed up, and then she comes back and she's no good, you say, remember that race? I told you. I'm going to tell you something. If that happens, it's because she's no good. It's not because she got kinked or beat up. Every athlete gets beat up. You know, I say it to my wife all the time. She doesn't want Ollie playing baseball or playing football. I don't blame her. She's a mom. I told her. She goes, I don't know why he wants to play football. I said, because he's a boy and he wants to play football. She goes, well, I don't know. Does he really want to play? I said, I'm going to tell you something. This is tackle football. This isn't flag football. He's going to catch some pass coming through midfield with his head in his clouds like he does sometimes. Some kid's going to hit him hard. And what happens over the next 5 minutes will determine his football career. Much like that with horses. The idea that you could somehow, it broke his heart after the 5th start. Remember that start? He got beat up and he was just no good after? That's because he was no good. That's because that horse was an inferior horse and was exposed on that particular afternoon or evening. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, I don't want to see it, but at the same time, now you know, right? But with 2-year-olds, you never know. We'll see how Country Dancing does. that 1 start today definitely did one thing, chased her to the field, I can tell you that. So tomorrow morning, she'll be eating grass in Versailles, Kentucky, Versailles, however you say it. She'll be eating grass tomorrow. Did she have a great year? No, did not have a great year. Didn't have a horrible year, but didn't have a great year. We'll see how she comes back. But the idea that today, her 8th start, now that I'm in a traffic jam, why don't I just look it up for you? How's that? Country Dancing. It's going to ask me to sign in. No problem. So Country Dancing's mile today, I just saw it flash up, was 55. Terrible mile. A mile in Kentucky, usually a mile in 55 in Kentucky is what a mile in 2 minutes in the Meadows. She's already won in 53. She's a nice filly. She did not race good either starts in Kentucky. Today was her 10th start. So that's it. We get 10 starts out of her. She took a 2-year-old mark of 153 flat on a 5/8 mile track. Was stakes placed. Beat a neck with Chris Lems in a Stallion Series race. 3rd in 53-3 last week. Had a decent summer. In fact, since her 2-year-old qualifier, the slowest mile she went, aside from today, was 2 weeks ago when Mark drove her in the Sire Stakes and she was sick. Which was 56-4, by the way. Not a bad filly. But again, 2 points. First one, I'm sure she'll be fine after today. And second one, if she's not, it's because she's not as good as we think she is. So again, all the disappointment, I think, stems from expectations. I have them, you have them, everybody does. Of everybody, at every time. Whether I go to the track and assume that 3-Point Blue Chip is going to win today, drive him as such and he gets beat up. Maybe I drove him a little hard. Maybe it was my expectations that got us beat. So we all have expectations. It's human nature. It's nobody's fault. As we backtrack again. So again, insider trading, I thought, raced phenomenally well and is improving every week. Now, we've waited a long time for that. It's now underway, I believe. Stay Close was awesome and advertised an easy winner. Country Dancing raced poorly. Now going to the field. 3-Point Blue Chip was good. Usually you can't put them on the front. I thought the best 2 horses in the race, aside from myself, was Hunter and Ronnie. I knew they didn't get away in the top 3. And I didn't really want to put Aaron Johnson on the front with his horse. And 3-Point actually felt good. He'll let you know. Like if he's got his ears pinned and he feels like he's just working harder than he should be, he's probably going to have a bad day. And you got to drive him accordingly. But when he's floating along nice and soft and he's got his ears up, you can drive him in a different way. And I just felt on the front today, the quarter was going to be the tell. If I get up there in 28-2, I might have had a problem getting there in 58, 57-4. And they might have trotted right by me down the backstretch. I had to be able to go enough up front to let him coast along happily. 27-4, 57-4, and then down the backstretch, the horse that I thought I had to beat, one of them, Hunter, rolls right up, and he knows the horse because he won with him last week. And I've told him a million times, don't put him on the front. He's no good on the front. So he knows. He came with the campfire lit, that's for sure, and rolled right up alongside me. And I could feel you can't strike 3-point blue chip with the whip. You can't. He'll sour up quick, and you just can't do that. You can chase him, you can pick at him a little bit, but if you strike him hard with the whip, he just goes to sleep. He won't put out for you. So, I'm trying to keep Hunter, and Hunter rolled right up into his bridle, and then I could feel him grab the bit. And as soon as he did that, I knew that he was looking for a fight today, and he felt really good. And I really didn't think anybody could beat him at that point. But it took all the way till almost the last turn before I got that feeling. He ended up winning by half a length or something, but it was a measured victory, and he raced very, very well. And then the first start of the day was an impressive one. Memento Mori did race barefoot today, was trotting good. I was happy with him. Kind of got stogged again, and Scotty tried to put him in the right spot and didn't get the greatest cover, and ended up trotting very hard in the end of it. Now, to be fair, for the people saying, well, he could have had him a little closer. Well, Dexter Dunn did come from a different zip code to beat him for third place second. So there's that also. I thought Maury raced well. 27-1 on the end of it is a pretty good mile. And that's the thing, is that, this stems back to us believing we have the best horse. Of course we don't. We have good horses, same as everybody else. Whoever trains Dexter's horse, he probably thought highly of that colt training down. The horse that won it, nice colt. The horse that run, that's Punch the Clock's brother, by the way. The Prince horse, the Rogue Prince. That's King of the North's brother. For us, Punch the Clock's brother. So I was torn, cheering for both of them at the same time. He raced good. We've had a tremendous 24 hours. Fire and Shine, winner. No Free Lunch, third. Rose Run Alexander, winner. Chime Bell, second. Rock Shining Star, winner. Love and Affection, second. Purple People Eater, just beat for third. Flashfly, third and claimed. Double winner. Memento Mori, third. Fourth place, third, but third. 3-Point Blue Chip, a winner. Country Dancing, the only horse that raced flat. Now, Flashfly was flat, but she was claimed and still finished third. The only horse out of the last 2 days that raced somewhat flat is Country Dancing. One of our 2-year-old fillies that we think highly of. And then rounded out the day with Stay Close, a winner, jogged. And Insider Trading, although she was fifth, just beat ahead for third and raced very, very well. So not a bad 24 hours at the office. We've had a pretty good run, and tomorrow it doesn't look like it's going to change too much. Drebin is like 3-5 or 4-5. Grand Slam Deal's got the 10-hole. Marching fourth, keep your eye on this horse. Mike talked to me today, said, I see the marching horse fourth is back in. I said, Mike, you've driven him as much as I have, and you know him every bit as good or better than me. You drive him however you want. I suspect you're going to see him drive him fairly aggressively tomorrow. Brace for landing. I can assure you I'm going to drive him aggressively in Dayton, that's for sure. Irresistible Sun, we're in with one we probably can't beat, but I would like to be a close second to Bob Stewart's horse. Hey, we might beat him. It's a good horse. George of the Jungle, outside shot in a short field in the Grassroots Consolation. Watch your mouth. He's in his twilight of the burn, of his stay, I would imagine. And Resolve Indeed, what are her odds? 9-2 in the Consolation. That's her last start of the year also. So Friday looks good. Saturday, Arson, 9-2, racing for 98.5 in the Bluegrass. That must be a tough field. Time is on my side. 8-5, going for 34. Aaron Merriman's going to drive him. Gaslight Hall did get in. Good. 2-1. Scott Zeron driving him in Kentucky. That's just a maiden. What do they go for? 7,900. $8,000. Lovers Play outside Aunt Lily, 9-2. I know that gorgeous package, 5-2 in the Sire Stakes. I'm hoping to get in the consolation of the Sire Stakes in the Buckeye Final. That's what I'm trying to do, but make no mistake, if they're going to give us money in Dayton, I'm going to go get it. Chevron's Bypass. What's the big girl at? 3-1. trained good the other day. Tactical Mounds is racing at Dayton also. I forgot all about that. 8-1 in the Dayton Derby, $250,000. Dayton Derby, she's 8-1. So good luck to everybody. We'll follow that up with Sunday, 6-5 in the Open with Save America. Lots of good things going on this week. The $140,000 final of the gold. No, this is the fifth flag of the gold. One division for 140. We have Chris Christopher, so James. Old Judas jumped off Chicago Hall to drive something else. Yo, Mister. James picked him, so he must be down. 24,000 class, a better class for him, I guess. And our boy looks like money. James jumped off him too, 10-1. So we will see how everything plays out, but we've had a great week. We have a great weekend coming, and keep in mind what happens right after that. That will be the most important week on the entire sales calendar for us, and that is the Lexington Select Sale next week. So with that, I'll let you go. I hope you guys have had a great day. It has been a good day, as I said. It's been a great full day for us at the stable. Hopefully we can keep it going over the next 2, 3, 4 days. Well, hopefully we keep it going forever, but most definitely through the end of next week. So with that, I will talk to you all soon. Take care. I hope the weather's, it's fall. It's fall now, you can tell. I hope the weather's good wherever you are. Take care.